Hey everyone, it's Megan Gravner with ClubRubyDesigners.com. Thank you so much for joining me today. Today I'm going to be showing you a scrapbook layout using the papers, different papers from our kit, and I'm going to be using my Gypsy to create just the elements for my page. I'm going to be using 2 cartridges in my Gypsy. I'm going to use Designer's Calendar and I'm going to be using a child's year. And I'm just laying it out on my Gypsy to make it really quick and simple. If you just have the child's year cartridge and Designer's Calendar, you can create this. And you can also create this if you just have a Gypsy. You can weld words together yourself, and if you don't have a designer's year, I'll show you what I mean. So let's go ahead and get started. We're going to zoom in here on the Gypsy a little bit, so you can really see what we're working on here. I'm going to load my Cricut application, and I'm going to do a new project, 12 by 12 mat, and I am going to be selecting my child's year cartridge from my drop-down list from my virtual mat here. Let's go ahead and go up. We'll start with the child's year. This is still my favorite cartridge, and I know there's a really cute little witch for Halloween, which I just think is adorable. So we're going to shift, and I'm pretty sure she's here. Yeah, here she is. Or he is, whatever, however you want to look at it. We're going to be using that, and we're going to use the shadow. So we're going to click her, and then we're going to hit shadow, and there it is again. We're going to come over to our cutting mat here, and I'm going to make her 4 inches. 4 inches. Really easy. I will be placing them at separate corners of my cutting mat just to make sure, well, just to give enough room for doing 2 different colors. Okay, so there they are. And then I'm going to go over and grab my Designer's Calendar cartridge. And I'm pretty sure there is one that says Halloween. Yeah, there it is. So you can take a look at that. It says Halloween, and it's already welded together mostly. The L's are not, but that's okay. So we're going to use that, and I'm not going to do anything special with that, but I'm going to do then, let's turn this off and do 2010. There are numbers that are already welded together for you. So if you do shift, we'll use the number 20 and 10. Okay, so we'll zoom in on our mat so you can see. Let's make this, I think 3 inches should be okay. Might be a little too big. Let's take a look. Yeah, I think that's too big, especially for the 2010. Halloween actually is okay because that goes about 6 inches across my page, so that's pretty good. So I'm going to ungroup my 2010 from this Halloween. So what I'm going to do is click this little button here. This is the ungroup. When I click that, well, I have to have everything grouped together, and then I can ungroup. Okay, so now none of this is grouped together. Everything's separate. But what I can do is group the 2010 back together so they stay close. So I'll hit this little button here. This is regrouping, and then I can hit my 10, and now the boxes around the whole thing, they're regrouped back together. All right, so now I'm going to just make them a little bit smaller using my bubble here. 2 inches is pretty good. It's just a little bit more than 2 inches. So that's going to go, we'll leave it here. That should be good. Yeah, let's bring it down here because I think I'm going to make this background and the 2010 both black in cardstock. Make sure they're not touching. They're good. Okay. So the other thing that I think is on Designer's Calendar is a really cute spider, but I'm going to go ahead and search for a spider real quick. I know there's several cartridges that have spiders on them. I'm just going to type in the keyword spider. "3D spider." We'll just do a simple spider search. I know there's a spider on their Designer's Calendar, and I think it's pretty cute because I'm pretty sure it's like coming down off its web. Which could be pretty cute for this, especially if we do it in black cardstock. Yeah, there it is. So you'll see all the ones that are in black are the ones that I have, and all the ones that are in red are the ones that I do not have. So the Doodle Charms is cute. Let's scroll down and see if there's any others. I don't know if I want something too cutesy. The wild card one's kind of cool. Let's take a look at that one. That's cool. I think what we're going to use, we'll use these arrows here to go back and forth. Let's see. Let's use, ooh, that's cool. I need to get mini monsters. Do you guys have mini monsters? Anybody that has mini monsters, weigh in and let me know if I should get mini monsters. Okay. I think I'm going to use the designer's calendar one because that one he's coming down off of the web and it just has two little eyes and he's kind of cute but simple. So we'll select him and let's see. If we unshift, what happens? Oh, okay, it's just the shift to the Halloween. Easy enough. Okay, so there he is up here. Well, how big do we want to make him? Let's just use the bubble until we kind of see where he falls on our page here. That's too big. I think that's kind of cute. Yeah, 2.65 inches. You could make it an exact number that you want it to make it, but that should be pretty good because it's about the same size. It's going to come down. It'll be cute. So we're going to bring him down here next to our little witch because he's going to be black too. Maximize space. Bring it in all nice and close without touching. I'll zoom in, make sure we're good. All right, so we'll go ahead and we're going to cut this out. So we're going to line everything up on our cutting mat. Really quick point out, you can see the arrow of the cutting mat is going to the left here. This is the end we're going to insert into our Cricut machine. We're going to make sure that we load our paper onto our cutting mat with that arrow pointing to the left as well. So let's show you how to do that. All my papers here, all kinds of every which way. Let's turn our arrow to the left. Let's see, is this even big enough to make this fit on here? May have to go find another piece of black cardstock. So what you can do, or what you can see here, we'll zoom in. You can see the measurements with the ruler and everything right on there. There's 12, 10, 8. So you can see how far over it goes. So let me just zoom in once here. So this, I could actually move over just a little bit more to maximize space. And I can move the spider over a little more. And then I'm inside between the 7 and 8 inch line there. So if I'm in between the 7 and 8 inch line there, it's just a little bit short. So I'm going to go ahead and grab another piece of black cardstock. All right, so this is black textured cardstock. I now have it bigger than I need it to be, but that's okay. Bigger can be better. Really press that down firmly. Then I have my Halloween title, and I have my witch, which is going to be done in this. I think that'll look cute. And then the actual title, I think, is going to be in this striped Mad Hatter paper, and we're still going to use this on the page. So let's see, do I want it coming down or coming across? I want it going across. So we're going to cut this at, how big is our Halloween? How many inches is it? It's 3 inches, so we're going to cut it at 3 1/4 just to make sure we have plenty of room. 3 3/4, I mean, to have plenty of room. So we can still use this on our page and use this for our title. Okay, so there that is. There's our arrow. Everything lines up. Turn on your Cricut. Make sure that arrow is going inserted in this way. Now we're going to press our X-Acto knife. We're going to hit, make sure we have this up here, and we're going to hit load mat. And then we're just going to hit cut, making sure our blade pressure and speed depth are correct. It'll remind us to do that, which it is, and we'll hit go. Okay, it's finished cutting, so now all we have to do is hit unload mat. Okay, we can unload our fun little designs here. Told you I had way more black than I ended up needing. And I can tell you, the child's ear font is just adorable and would look really cute to weld the word Halloween together as well. And you could do your 2010 with that. So if you just have the child's ear cartridge, I know I'm always preaching about that one because I just love it so darn much. And that looks adorable that way too. You could definitely turn her around and do it either way, which we might actually do. I wasn't going to, but with the way it cut on there, it's really adorable. Sometimes you can surprise yourself with what actually comes out. Okay, so we'll see which way we want to use her on here. Let's see if we turn our shadow around, how that looks. Oh man, that's adorable. Okay, we might be using her like that. Okay, so let's move along here with what we want to do. This is Halloween, and I wanted the spider coming down from one of the webs, kind of like that. And it's going to say 2010. Kind of like that. And I was going to do this for a 5x7 photo because I have a couple 5x7 photos. So let's kind of see what happens as we play with this. So I was going to do the stripes going this way for the 5x7, and I was going to use the hats because I just think they're adorable anyway. So let's go ahead and see what size this actually ends up being. This is like the scraps that we've been using over and over and over again. So how big is this? Is it bigger than 5 inches across? It is. So we could do this at 5.5 to give a 1/4 inch on either side. Still have a nice strip of it to use on different things. It's a little ripped too, so that works out good. So we're doing 5x7, so we want it to be 7.5 for a 5x7 photo. So there's a 1/4 inch on either side of your photo. All right, I'm definitely inking the edges of this one. And even though this is black, I'm going to be doing it in a chestnut color fluid chalk ink. This is like my go-to ink right now for anything. And this time I am really rocking it, rubbing it all the way along. You can use your sponge brush to get a lot of control, but I want it to be pretty thick. All right, so I'm really just letting it, I don't care where it goes. I don't care if you see the marks of the ink pad. Just really making it thick along the edge there. Like it. I like it a lot. And I'm going to do the same thing along this little girl here. Okay, so seriously, this switch could go either way. It's whatever, it's however you would like to do it. And I thought this was adorable, but I'm really, really liking the way this looks. So we're going with this. So you could ink her up a little bit. Maybe just do a little bit along the edge of the broom type of thing. So got some elements together. Let's go ahead and glue this onto our background. I'm going to definitely use the side that I wasn't planning on using, and we're going to change the direction of this page, so no big deal. That's what being creative is. Quick dry adhesive or zig, either way. This green around the outside of my hat here. Okay, so that was 5x7 or 5.5 by 7.5. I'm going to do 5 3/4 by 7 3/4 to leave an 1/8 inch around all 4 sides. We're going to take another strip of our green. It's just going to be a thin strip. Not measuring it, just taking it right from the page. And I'm going to do the same thing with this orange, just a thin strip. Maybe a little bit thicker than the green one was. And then we also have our purple. That's already kind of roughed up a little bit from earlier. I'm going to cut this down in an angle here. Let's see, how do I want this to go? I'm going to have this end where I want my spider to end. So I'm going to follow this line. I'm just going to grab a pencil and just sort of trace here where I want this to be. Okay, just like that. And we'll cut it. And the edge is already roughed up, which I like. I like that it's curled. I'm going to leave that one be. I'm going to take this orange and I'm going to continue this line right on down. See, line it up. And then the green. I'm going to start with gluing my purple down. We're going to go right along the top edge here. And I'm going to use the glue because I want a lot of control in how this is going to lay, instead of using my ATG. I want a little bit more control than that. That's right up here. And then I'm going to slide this in underneath, and this is why I said I wanted more control. I wanted this to be able to go underneath without a problem. So we're going to kind of have this ready here. I'm going to glue. Thin strip. This will hold it just fine where I want it to go. Slide this underneath. Make sure it goes all the way to the end. It's already drying. You don't have a lot of time to mess with the quick dry. But for the green, I'm going to really ink it up, and I'm actually going to crinkle it up. So we're just going to crinkle it really good. I'm going to pat it in the brown all the way along the edges. Because it's wrinkled up, it's going to want to curl up a little bit. It's okay, just hold it down in place for a few seconds. It'll dry. Let's go ahead and finish it off. I was going to pop up my spider, but I think I'm going to leave him be and just glue him. Oops. Hello, blob of glue. It's not so nice to see you, but we'll deal with you. All right, we're going to need to cut up some strips of pop dots to make this work. Not at all hard to do. Okay, so you can just see how I have cut up strips of pop dots all on the back of my Halloween here. We're going to actually start, well, yeah, we'll start with the side just to make sure we don't go over our photo too much, and then we can line it up best that way. All right. Oops. All right, so I think that's how the word Halloween looks best. 2010 was initially going on this side of my page, but I guess it's going to go down here now, just in my lower left corner, and then I'm going to do my journal space. So let's adhere this. Let's do it with this and some orange. So this is 4 1/8 by 3.5 inches, and 3.5 is too wide, so let's make it 3 inches. That'll work. So this will be 3 and, wait, how big is this? This is only 3 1/8. That's okay. 3 1/8 is all right. And we'll make it just a little bit bigger then. Pretty cute. Okay, so for journaling, I'm going to grab something that's a new tool for me. Well, my Score Pal's not a new tool, but this little Score Buddy is, I think it's called a Score Buddy. I'm not really sure what this is called. I really keep forgetting. But I'm going to use this on my orange cardstock, and I'm going to give a little bit of a actual indented stitch line. So I'm going to just line this up and just run it right on down. Yeah, I'm going to do that on both sides here. Should we do it on the edges too? Yeah, let's do it on the edges. Why not? Go all the way across. It's not perfect straight, because I'm doing this, not straightening this all out, so that's okay. All right, so there we go. So this is going to frame out our journal block. And we can go ahead and grab a ruler and draw in lines to journal in. You can just, that's not a ruler, that's a bone folder. Let me grab my ruler. With a pencil, just go from point A to point B, making sure that you pay attention to where you want your actual, so that they're all the same length, where you actually want your lines to go. So it's a little bit off, but my stitches are a little off, so it kind of all goes together. And I'm just leaving it in pencil because I like the look. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to run some of my ink using my sponge brush this time because I want more control. I am going to run some ink right along the top of where these stitch lines are to really make them stand out. I'm going to round the corners, the outer corners, using my quarter inch setting. Quarter inch setting, there we go. I can say that right. I just feel like it really softens edges. Stick that right there. Final touch. Been using this on every project, but why not? We're gonna bling up our spider's eyes. That glue in there would dry clear. It's not why I'm doing it. The glue would dry completely clear, but I'm wanting to just add something. And the spider web coming down. And do it. I'm gonna add some bling to the ear. So however works for you, it's just going to add some glimmer. You can hardly see it on film there, but you'll be able to see some dimension and some glitter pop out as it dries in real life. So I really hope that you enjoyed this layout, had some fun creating along with us, used some Gypsy, some inking, popping up, strips of paper, all those great things. And you guys have a fantastic day. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.